Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Raid Shadow Legends. Happy Thursday! And you know what that means. That we have the Demon Coalition event starting today, and I am excited to have some brand new content to sink my teeth into here today, and how long that this is going to be going on for, and the various different battles. Now, we're going to be talking about this in the first half. We're going to be doing an overview of the Demon Coalition event that we can see here on the screen with the rewards, what kind of characters that we're going to need to be using for this. And in the second half, we're going to do, I guess, a test run of the battle to see how hard it is or not. And there are going to be different versions of it, of course. Now, before we get started with the rest of the video, though, I do want to remind people that if you haven't started playing Raid yet, get out from under that rock. Download using the QR code. Get Tholan Foulbeard, get Stag Knight, Rector Drath, and Farrakhan the Fat at accounts level 10, 20, and 30. Don't forget, you can also get yourself your hands on a amazing Void Legendary Support Champion by the name of Tahanarak, and you just got to use the promo code Desert Queen in the first 48 hours of a brand new account. Okay, so what rewards are up for grabs here in this coalition event? Well, you can see here that basically it's a global event, right? And the more points that everyone gets, we're going to get these kind of point what do we call multipliers? Yeah. So upwards to 2x. So in order to max this milestone, you need 10,000 points, because that's eventually going to get 2x later on. Get a free Ancient Shard, 5-star Turkey, the frame, which is honestly kind of cool looking, Legendary Book, and a Sacred Shard. But down the bottom, where my head is, there's, I don't know, it just starts with the silver. There's some brews, there's some gems, and these are these not actually the relic materials from Chaos Awakes? I think they are. So I don't remember much about those relics. We'll have to go back and check them. There is going to be some 6-star Immortal gear, some 6-star Cruel, some more shards, more relic materials, some random stuff here. More Immortal, more Cruel, 2-star Basalts. We have purple relic materials, a Void Shard, Legendary gear. Is there going to be some mythical gear? Rank 3 Basalt. Now, I think this is I want to say I think this is a little bit disappointing because it's not that hard to get this in Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, and I don't people still use Immortal occasionally, but Cruel I think is not that well used anymore, and you can only use it with attack based champions, so there are some restrictions and limitations. Some more books, a Mega XP barrel, some mythical gear, and I do want to say that you cannot get mythical, Immortal, and Cruel gear in regular clan boss. There is a mythical skill tomb, and of course a 5-star basalt at the very end with some mythical relic materials. Okay, now the battles. Stage 1 has 0 restrictions. Every battle after stage 1 is going to give more and more points. You can see that stage 1 has a total of 1,200 coalition points here, or demonic points is what they're calling it, and you get 5 extra points for every 1 million damage past 85 million on every version of these fights. So in the second half of the video, we are going to be doing a stage 1 test. Stage 2, they're just faction based, but they get a bit more niche later. So we have Sacred Order, we have Lizardmen, we have Undead, and we have Sylvan Watchers here on stage 2 with a total of, what is that? 12, 7, 13, 1400, 17, 1900 points here on stage 2. And stage 3 looks to be about the same as well, but it's a High Elf, Orcs, Dark Elves, and Argonauts. So hey, at least if you have Glorious Palace, you can use her in stage 3. I also have Hecaton, so I will try to make use of him as well. Stage 4 is a lot more niche. This is going to be interesting. Force and Spirit characters only of Banner Lords, Skinwalkers, Dwarves, and Shadowkin. Okay, the points scale up as well to 2,500 points. We'll see. I'm curious to see sort of what characters I can even use for these things, if I'm even going to get there. I mean, I guess you could probably get to like 2 million damage, right? Unless you have nobody to use. Stage 5 is Void, Magic, Barbarians, Ogryn, Knights Revenant, and Demon Lord. Demon Spawn, sorry, not Demon Lords. So, yeah. Interesting. What do I have for that? We're going to take a look. But of course, the actual gameplay that I'm going to be testing out will be stage 1, just to see how the battle ends up flowing. But I am kind of curious what other characters. I'm actually previewing this a little bit early before. That's why I cannot click battle yet. But by the time this video goes out, it should be launched anyways. All right, and we're back, and it is officially live now. We have 4 weeks and 4 days, so pretty good, about a month or so to do these battles. Now, before we do stage 1, or try stage 1, I suppose, I just want to take a look at some of these and what characters I even have available for this. I have Klazag, that's nice. I have Bayek. I have Arn. I have Lamasu. And I have Commodus and Armons, but neither of them I think are really going to be any good for this. You know what? Operdine. Unfortunately, I don't have Operdine at level 60. I think he would have been very good for this. Uh, so it's limited, honestly. We have maybe. No, I was like Whisper maybe for damage. I don't have a lot of damage in this group, so this one's going to be a bit of a challenge. I think that's something I have to check later on. Stage number 4. What do we have? Force and Spirit. Okay, we have our new Androck, so that's nice, right? We have Tholen. We have Hilvi. We have Newt. We have Mikey. We also have this guy, Granite, and that's a. Oh, we have Geomancer actually. So that with the damage reflection, there might be some value here as well. So a lot of doors. I'm crunching out a lot of doors in Androck for this one. And for stage 3, well, we have Hecaton, right? So we can have Hecaton lead. We have some Mithrala. We have some Tagore. Lydia. I don't know, right? Maybe Cassandra for some damage. It's kind of damage light other than Hecaton there. It's not the best, right? And maybe I'll do videos separately on these ones. And then finally, we have stage number 2. This one looks a bit better. We actually have 2 Donnies. Estrid, Ezio, Furo the Barkhorn, actually, would be really nice. I don't know if we'll be able to resist any of this kind of abilities, but that's there as well. We also have Cardial, so that might be instead of using 2 Donnies, that might be a thing. We're gonna have to test this out. But first of all, I want to do stage 1, right? This is no restrictions, but you can't really do any cheese combos. So I'm thinking here that I want to use kind of my best PvE characters that I can think of. And so I'm gonna do what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Klazag first of all, right? Klazag is amazing for this. I'm also thinking of doing Donnie has to be in there too, I think. Donnie's really good, and Senna, right? These 3 actually, I think, are what I use for Chimera a lot in my main X team. I'm just kind of not sure between Leo, who I know is not really a cheese, but still really powerful nonetheless, and for my final character, I am thinking of course, Hecaton, right? This is what I'm thinking of doing here. But I'm wondering if I just don't have enough debuffs here. I don't have an attack down, which I think is really important as well. That would normally come from Mikey, something like that, right? My attack down. But I am kind of curious how this plays out. Is this enough support? I think it is. And the combo of Senna and Donnie are very powerful. So I just want to double check to make sure that my characters have their gear on properly. Because I've definitely done this before where they're not. Senna does not have her gear on, so I do have a set for this. The Senna Stone Skin set, it was on Cardial. And then we have Klazag, who should also have. Where is Klazag? Here has his gear. Hecaton has his gear. So that is fine. Now you can start this in auto, but I am not going to do this. So I just want to play through it and see what it even looks like, right? Purple Demon Lord. That's cool. Let's just start with what I think. Let's go 2. Oh, it reset the speed. Let's go that. We're getting our turn meter. Why does it look slow? There we go, 2x. So we're going to go in with the A2 there. So it does good damage. We're going to put the debuffs out. Okay, there we go. Accuracy, resistance stuff, all that. And I'm going to go actually first into this. How much damage does that do? Almost 1 million. Okay. Then I'm not going to use... I'm going to play this entirely on manual too, right? We do have a boss turn count of 100, but I actually want to play this more strategically, right? Since that's what kind of matters, is content too. So let's do this, right? We're going to get all these buffs up. He's going to take a turn, hopefully soon, right? We have defense up, all that good stuff. Now we'll do the speed up. And then we do more. Maybe we're just lapping him on turn meter, right? Because there's not a whole lot he can do when it comes to that either. Okay, maybe we can auto this a little bit. We're getting we're getting some good damage. The combination of Senna and Donnie is incredible. Honestly, when it comes to turn meter shenanigans, I mean, he's going to go in with this, right? A 4-hit attack, increase attack buff. I do not have block buffs. So that sucks. That didn't do that much damage. Each hit has a 50% chance of decreasing the duration. Now that kind of sucks, right? Duration of a... We do have some protected buffs a little bit. Master Seal debuff on all enemies. Wait. He's got... How did he... On all enemies? On himself? How did he get it? How did he get that? What does Master Seal do? I don't actually know. Is this something from April O'Neil's kit? This is going to be his second attack, which places a decreased speed debuff and a block buffs debuff. This can be cleansed, though, by my Donnie. So this is maybe something that, again, I should probably consider playing off auto, right? Ideally, this is what I would do. I have no way of clearing buffs, actually. I have nothing in here that removes buffs. I don't actually have block buffs either. So that's something to consider that I didn't really. I need to get to about 18 million damage. That part I don't think is going to be very difficult. Right? I don't think that part's going to be that hard. But yeah, so I'm just curious. I want to see his loop, his kind of attack loop here. There. And I'm going to save that. That's the thing, though. I want to save the cleanse, because when he hits me, if I do get hit by it, right, here, I did get a block, but I actually resisted a fair bit of that. But Hecaton does not have a lot of resistance in his kit, so it didn't really do that much damage, and that was obviously only his second turn. So I think we're going to get some pretty good damage out of this. What I'm going to do is, and that's it, right? In the third hit, which is his next attack, does that stun, but it's like a max HP damage, depletes turn meter as well. So it's a little bit different than the usual Demon Lord. So I am going to put this on auto, obviously, because I'm taking a lot of back-to-back turns. I'm not going to sit here and make you watch this, but we are going to fast forward to the end to kind of see what this team ends up doing for me. Also, Hecaton is something that I've got more recently, and he puts out a lot of crazy damage with the team. So yeah, overall, high turn meter, lots of turns, lots of attacks, and I'm hoping that follows through by the time we get to the end of this. Let's see. We're going to jump ahead to see how much damage I put out with this. All right, so I just wanted to do a little bit of an update here. We're at turn 16, and I've been doing this for 14 minutes, and we're at almost 100 million damage. The one thing that I kind of noticed the most here while running this, though, of course they got progressively harder, is that the attack up, I had no way of doing. I should have included a block buffs champion in here. Maybe someone like Lamasu, actually, that I have in my team. Because there's nothing I can do about this. I have no way of clearing it either, and I actually don't have an attack down debuff either. So not only does he get attack up, he does not have attack down. So block buffs would have been very helpful here. I think that's probably, or at least someone that could clear positive status effects. I think that's probably the biggest problem here that I have with this team. But we're not quite done yet. We're going to see how many turns we end up making it with this before we end. All right, everybody. So we finished this. I believe, and I can't see it, it's really unfortunate. I think I hit turn 38. And so these are the results. That just like I would in my Hydra and my Chimera and things like this, I'm not surprised that my Leo and Hecaton numbers were the way that they are. I'm actually surprised that Hecaton didn't do a little bit more than this, actually. Clayzag did pretty well, and then everyone just survived long enough with enough turn bar. That's really it. But like I said earlier, I think the biggest issue was that I didn't have a reliable way to clear buffs, which might have allowed me to survive a little bit longer, and I'm wondering... There isn't a lot of changes I could have made in this team. I really like this team, actually. So I'm largely happy with the damage that I did. I think it looks like we did something like almost 160 million damage, right? So we were rewarded with 1,565 point. There you go. You can show the damage actually there. So that's pretty nice. I'm not going to replay it. I'm going to go... Hopefully that saves, right? I'm going to go back to the event, and then we can see that there. Right, so I've made those rewards. I get to collect all of this stuff. Why is there not an auto collect button? But that was pretty nice for my first run, right? And that's going to get doubled up eventually as well. And we have 4 more battles to do. But I think I'm just going to like leave it there just for now, and then maybe I'll cover some of these in another video. Now, let me know what your thoughts are with the Demon Coalition event. How well did you do? Were there anything that you found that maybe worked better for you that I didn't cover here today? Let me know, please, in the comments down below. Now, before we go, of course, don't want to forget that if you use the QR code in the top right hand of the screen, you can get Tholan Falbeard absolutely free, Stag Knight, Rector Drath, and Farrakhan the Fat at accounts level 10, 20, and 30. Great epics there. And also, don't forget that you can get this Void Legendary Support Champion to Hanorak, and all you got to do is use the promo code Desert Queen in the first 48 hours of the brand new account. That's it for me, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.